talk, we are going to explain how to create a viewpoint for Capella. So Capella is a system engineering tool. And okay, so for that, it will be like a play. And Matt will be the boss.
Hi, for once. And Ben will actually do all the work for me.
I will be the developer.
Yes. Okay, hello Benoit.
Hello.
I have a lot of customers who are now using Capella.
Yeah.
One of them has designed his system with Capella. He's pretty happy with it. But now he has his physical architecture design and he wants to make a cost analysis of the model. So for that, he asked me if it was possible to design a cost viewpoint on top of Capella for his cost analysis in Capella. So I don't know anything about Viewpoint. Are you able to help me to do that?
Okay, so first...
Oh, excuse me. I promised him that I will make a demo at lunch, so we only have 20 minutes. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know.
It's very short, you know that?
Yes, but it's your job. So,
so but I'm confident. Okay, so what's a viewpoint? Actually, it's like a big plugin for engineering. And in this big plugin, you have all the meta models, all the representation, for instance, with diagram, and all the validation rules, transformation rules, and so on. So, you know, it's a set of plugins, and you can deploy it in Capella.
Okay, it's an extension of Capella for one
yes,
specific
and we are
purpose.
going to build it now.
Okay.
For your customer.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Yes. He sent me some information. I think like Anico files, icons, and diagrams. I forward the email to you.
I've installed all the stuff. So it's here. I've just discovered this meta model. So there is a cost with so a cost can have a list of subcosts.
Yes, obviously.
And a set justification. And you can track news in info log with info. Okay. So we can start. So the first step is to create a new project. So for that, we have a DSL, a viewpoint DSL. Okay, so the name is cost, and my target application is Capella. Why Capella? Because we're going to, in the viewpoint context, we have all the diagram, meta model, and so on. And we're going to work with that. Okay, so this is the main editor. Different aspects. The first one is data. And if you type F3, it opens the data editor. So we have accelerators. So the first class here.
Are you sure you will be able to make it in 20 minutes? Because I know that the customer already sent me some information in some files.
Yes, you're right. Yep, okay.
Are you able to reuse it?
Yes, I have a better idea. We can start from the eCore model. So this is the eCore.
Okay.
I received. Okay.
And from that,
Yes, we can
maybe
apply a reverse from the E-core. It's cost, and it's for Capella. Okay, the project is here. I can copy the icon I received. Okay. So the main editor is here. Okay.
and everything from the icon. Okay.
Yes. So this is the result of the reverse in reverse. So this information is useless. We can remove it. Okay, that's clear.
Much faster. Okay.
So we can declare the icon. Here it's cost. We have the justification. Okay. Info log. And info. Okay. Okay, so you want to enrich Capella,
Yes.
and what do you want to extend? You want to apply a cost to Capella element.
Yes.
What
I
kind
told
of?
him he already has the physical architecture done. He wants to evaluate the cost of this architecture. So I think he will put cost on functions and components at the physical level, but maybe at other levels.
Okay, so for that we have a declaration, and we say that a cost extends.
Mm-hmm.
So here it's Capella meta classes. So abstract function, okay, for any kind of function, and
Components.
component, okay, component right here.
Okay.
Okay,
That's all.
satisfied?
Yes, so far. So now we have the data, the meta model, and we will be able to edit these things in the property views and.
No, so for that we have to declare or to implement all the UIs. So in the property view.
And you
So
know
for
how
each,
to do it.
yes. So for that we have another aspect, user interface. So we declare the UI cost. Okay, and we declare all the mapping between so the field, for example, and the model element. Okay.
You speak a lot, but we have to hurry up. So, can you make it faster?
And too long.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so for that we have accelerators, and we can generate all the user interfaces automatically for all the classes. So we start from the data we have defined just before, and we have the complete generation. So for instance, here it's so make declaration, and for cost you have a section,
Mm-hmm.
and you have subsection, so groups. For the generation, it's for attribute, and here it's for association. So for instance, if I click on F3, you have the mapping
Okay.
on the
To not
on
understand
the
everything,
attribute.
but.
Okay. And the same for the associations. Okay, so it's the same for all the classes. Right. So are you satisfied now?
I know that Capella is very diagram oriented,
Yeah.
and the user usually manipulate the model through the diagrams.
Okay, so you want a
Of
specific diagram for that.
Yes.
So you said that it was for the physical
Yes,
architecture level.
Exactly. So usually they use a lot the physical architecture block kind of diagram. So
Okay.
we can maybe use this one.
Okay. So I'm going to explain you something before. So we have a context because we are in a Capella application context. But if you want, you can declare the model, but also a diagram that you want to extend. And so, for instance, here we have all the series because Capella use series. So you have all the design files.
Okay.
But it's not necessary to declare here now because we are in the Capella context. So I had the diagram declaration. We have another specific editor for diagram. And it will be the same here. We can generate yes, a diagram from the data description. Okay. So is it a new diagram or you want to extend?
No. I told you I want to extend
okay.
physical architecture block diagram.
Okay, so it's an extension. And you just have cost because this is only the single class which extend Capella elements.
Okay. Makes sense.
So you said it was for physical architecture block, right?
Right.
And so you have in serious you have different containers and so on. So it's for physical component. Okay. So you have the result of the generation here. Just to explain, so here you have a cost container, okay, which contains also containers. For instance, here you have the infolog, because an infolog aggregates info, but not justification, so it's a node. Okay. And it's the same. Here you have the domain context, and you also have the mapping. So I think that's fine.
Yeah, I hope so.
Do you want to see the result? I guess.
Of course.
Just before the generation, we have a configuration here. And it's you can, because from this generation, this description, we're going to generate all the viewpoint stuff, viewpoint artifacts. And we have a configuration for this generation. So we can say, because from the data we will generate eco models and so on. And you can say, yes, I want or not all the model API and so on. So here we generate. And
yeah, so in fact you don't do a lot of stuff. The tool is doing it for you.
Yes, exactly. It's so in a DSL approach.
Okay.
And yes, all in fact, you prevent errors, a lot of errors. Okay, so all the, let's see, we have all the results here with the model, edit, and so on. And here we can see the results of, yes, we have the design generated.
Okay. Yes, actually I want to see the result.
Okay, so for that we launch an instance of Eclipse instance. So it's
You're launching Capella directly.
Yes, we're going to test right now the result.
Mm-hmm.
And for the model, you can download the model. It just yes, the in-flight entertainment system, so you can download it from
it's the sample model of Capella.
Yes, yes. Okay, so we are in a series diagram, and of course now there is no layer. But here you have a viewpoint manager, and you can start the viewpoint.
The one we just made.
Yes, you can activate it. Okay, and now I collapse this. The palette will be enriched when I activate the layer. Okay. So you can apply cost elements with justification, for instance, info log with a set of info. Okay. And if I click here on the properties, so you have a new toggle, cost. You have the objective, for instance, max 10, and the current value is 5. Okay?
Okay,
so
good job. Very good
are
job.
you satisfied with that?
Yes, I'm very satisfied. We still have a bit of time, so maybe you could do more for me. Would it be possible to have the info displayed as a list in the diagram?
Like a class with attributes.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Also, is it possible to assign a subcost to a cost directly?
You want relationships?
Yes.
From cost to another cost.
Obviously. And the last thing, maybe, is it possible to have some graphical feedback when, for example, the cost is too high, or if the cost is exceeding a
when it's too high, here, you want red color, for instance?
For example, yes.
Okay.
Good idea.
Okay.
Will it take a lot of times?
I guess.
Yes?
No.
No.
I guess. Okay. So first, the representation. Here it's a default representation, and now we can add a condition. So could be, for instance, a boolean, but you can implement Java method and declare the name when cost too high. Okay. And okay. You can say value, cost value too high, and in red. Okay. After info log, so it's a container, and you just have to modify the layout, and you'd say, okay, it's a list. Okay, and for yes, you want to add the age, so new age. Okay, and it's for subcast. Okay, so I can rename it sub cost page, and it's from a cost to a cost. Okay, and we can modify the arrow, so it's an input. Okay, so we have the mapping declaration, but for the palette we need to add the arrow. So it's a creation. So subcost.
Is the action to create?
Yes, it's subcost. So it would be the action to create an association from cost to cost. Okay. Okay. So now we
generate again.
Again, yes.
Okay.
And because we have declared a method here, there will be an empty method, and now we're going to implement it. Okay, so generated not save during the next generation. Okay, so cost. Okay, and it's the object. And return cost. So the current value is greater than the max. Okay, when we respect that, it will be red.
Great.
Okay. Now we are going to test it.
Still have 11 minutes. Should do it.
Okay. We have a list?
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I wanted.
Here you have the arrow.
The new tool to create subcost.
Okay.
Okay, and the last thing, what was the red color?
Yes, so I click on cost.
You should ask your manager for a bigger screen.
Yes. For instance, when you say it's 15, it's red.
Okay, with a nice label on top of it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you, Benoit.
Okay.
It's a good job.
Okay, thank you.
Can you, maybe for the next time, maybe I will be able to do it by myself. Can you explain it to me, how to do it, and what tools to use, and how it is working internally, or some more information on it?
Yes, of course. So we have just seen the test. Okay, we see immediately the results, but there is here in the main editor. Here you can generate and package, and with that you have the update site or the pins, and you can deploy it in Capella.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So what's Capella Studio? You want to explain it?
You can do
So
it.
it's a development environment to develop Capella Viewpoint, but also Capella tools, for instance, model transformation and so on. So you have a set of modeling tools and tools in Capella Studio. So Capella Studio, actually it's Kitalpha, and it's enriched with Capella. We have integrated all the meta models, all the diagram, user interfaces, and so on. This is the reason why we can extend Capella.
So it's a viewpoint designer dedicated to Capella.
Yes. So as a summary, Capella Studio and Kitalpha, actually, you have a development environment with editors, textual editors. We could add a graphical editor, for instance. For today, we have data with a textual editor, but it could be graphical. So you define all the description. You can declare also actions, for instance, with commands. It's possible. So you generate and so on, and after you have in Capella you have the development, yes, a runtime, and you can execute your viewpoints. And so here you have the description, and here it's a runtime.
Okay.
Okay. So here it's a process. You have the editor. You can generate, but you can also add your own stuff. For instance, chicken rules, diagrams, so on.
Okay, so you can customize your
yes
the generated viewpoint by yourself.
Yes, audio tool.
Okay.
And so you have an architecture framework level. It's it's a set of, I simplify, but just a set of viewpoints, just a simplification. So after for the workbench, after deployment, so for instance, Capella is here, and dynamically, your tool is enriched with the viewpoint. And we have seen for Capella, but it's the same for eCore, and that means that you can create your own workbench.
Okay.
For another domain than Capella. So here you have, on Capella, you have a new version of Capella Studio. And it's possible to download it from this address.
Okay, so it's from the
PolarSys. Yes, it's a PolarSys. Capella is a PolarSys solution.
Great.
Okay, that's it. So,
thank you, Benoit.
If you have questions.
Is it developed on Mars or on Beyond?
Yes, Mars.
On Mars.
Yes.
Do you have the online tutorial, the tutorial about how to use this?
Yes, so yes, there is a wiki page. Actually, there is a wiki pages for in the Capella site. Okay, and it's for the adaptation of Kitalpha to Capella. So it's for the Capella Studio part. But you have all the detail, all the made stuff in Kitalpha. So it's in wiki, Kitalpha wiki. If you want to know all the syntax and all the technical details, it's in Kitalpha website. It's just an adaptation for Capella. Capella Studio is just an adaptation. For instance, we have adapted the generators, for instance. So it's just an example, but all the the main stuff is in Kitalpha. So it could, if you want to develop your own workbench, Capella Studio could be seen as an example. And from Capella Studio, we can develop Capella Viewpoint. But if you want to, okay, so you say, okay, but I want to adapt, or it's for Citrus, for instance, it's dedicated to simulation. So they have adapted or created a new workbench for Capella Studio. So it's a kind of a Capella Studio for Citrus, and you can create a new development environment recursively. And everything is recursive. For instance, you can extend a viewpoint, can extend a workbench, but a viewpoint can extend a viewpoint, and so it's recursive. And it's a way, so you can start from a root, and you can create a complex workbench by extension. So you have seen how to extend, for instance, for diagrams, but it could be the same for model transformation and so on.
What are the capabilities for collaborative logging? Could you plug in CDO directly with it, or is it
The old sensor?
and
Okay. First, for Capella, we have a layer for collaborative work with CDO. And yes, for to make collaborative viewpoints, we generate addition plugins for CDO. So there is no rupture or break from what you have developed. It's compatible for collaborative work and CDO.
is it open source?
So not open source. So you could have yes, you can talk with the OBO. With OBO.
Yes, we collaborate with OBO to have a collaborative team editing workbench on top of Capella, but it's not open source. It's based on CDO and Sirius. And of course, internally, we also extended Kitalpha to be compatible, the generation to be compatible with the team edition of Capella.
Yes, we have worked a lot. We have worked a lot on that issue, and so it's transparent, so it's seamless. And in the exactly here in the configuration, you have just to declare that it's a target for only work, and after you have a new generator which generates the studio plugins.
But if you want to know more, you can go see the talk of Etienne Julio on top of Serious. It will be applicable to Capella. So you will see the team working capabilities of it.
So is it based on the MF compare?
No, it's based on top of CDO for the collaboration, so it's real-time connected collaboration. It's not offline and SCM.
So there's no offline capability at all?
Actually, we developed the offline mode with CDO, but we never used it because no one wanted to have the offline mode. So I'm pretty very happy with the connected mode where everyone can directly edit the things and save it to the server.
But when people want to, for example, to branch up, to study different alternatives.
Yeah, it's another topic, but our position is that we are still doing the merging and the branching in the SCM, standard SCM, and we initialize the server for one specific branch when you want to work on this branch. We do it like that, and they are pretty happy with it.
But then you cannot bring it back into them. So
yes, we can bring it back. We can export and import the model from CDO in the SCM.
And how do you detect the conflict?
The thing is that with CDO, the version of Capella for team working, we don't have any conflicts because we have an automatic locking mechanism with specific pessimist locks with business rule to say that when you start to modify components, you will automatically have a lock, so you will never have any conflicts.
So if you branch off to try something, you lock all of the components you're bringing out?
No.
Okay,
maybe yes, we can discuss it, but the idea is that we take a branch, put it in the server, we assure that there is no conflict on the server, and then we bring back the version in SCM, and there we maybe can do some merging between two branches.
Okay, so it's time.
Yes.
Don't forget to evaluate the session, please.
I think Ben did a good job, so.